Dear students, in this lecture, we will discuss about the classification of kingdom Animalia for class 9th. Kingdom Animalia is further classified into different phyla. Their key characteristics are as the following. First, about the Porifera. Cellular level of organization. These animals have pores all over which lead to a canal system for circulation of water and food. The body is covered with a hard outer layer called a skeleton, commonly known as sponges. They are aquatic animals. Examples: Cycon, Spongilla, Euplectella, etc. Second phylum, Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Cellular level of organization. There is a cavity in the body, hence the name coelenterate, or the coelom means cavity. The body wall is made up of two layers of cells, means diploblastic. They are also aquatic animals. Common example: hydra, jellyfish, sea anemone, etc. And the next phylum, Platyhelminthes. The body is flattened from top to bottom, and hence they are named as flatworms. The body wall is composed of three layers of cells, triploblastic. A true internal body cavity or coelom is absent, hence lacks proper organs. They are free-living or parasitic animals. For example, Planaria, liver fluke, tapeworm, etc. And the next phylum for the discussion, Nematohelminthes. The body is bilaterally symmetric and triploblastic. Body is cylindrical in shape. A pseudocoelom is present. For example, roundworms, pinworms, Vaucheria, etc. And the next phylum is Annelida. These are bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic animals. True body cavity is present. The body is divided into segments, and hence the name is Annelida. Extensive organ differentiation. For example, earthworm, leech, etc. And the largest phylum is Arthropoda. Animals have jointed appendages, which gives the name Arthropoda. The word arthropod means jointed legs. Tough exoskeleton made up of chitin is present. This is the largest group of animals in terms of number of species. They are bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. Common examples: cockroach, housefly, spider, prawn, scorpion, etc. And next, mollusca. Body is bilaterally symmetrical. The soft body is covered with a hard shell made up of calcium carbonate. Circulatory system is open and kidney-like organ is present for excretion. The body has well-developed muscular feet for locomotion. Common example: a snail, mussels, octopus, etc. And now the discussion about Echinodermata. The body is covered with spines, which gives the name of Echinodermata. In Greek, echinus means hedgehog and derma means skin. Body is radially symmetrical, triploblastic with coelom. The animals have well-developed water canal system, which is used for locomotion. A skeleton is made up of calcium carbonate. Examples: starfish, sea urchins, etc. And now discussion for chordata, in which we belong. Animals have notochord, pharyngeal gill slits, and post-anal tail. For a list, some stages of life. They have segmented muscles in an unsegmented trunk. Exhibit a complete digestive system. Chordata may be divided into two groups, as explained: Protochordata and Vertebrata. Animals are bilaterally symmetrical. This is the feature of Protochordata. Triploblastic and coelomate. Body is bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic with coelom. Notochord, a long rod-like structure which runs along the back of the animal, is present at least at some stages of life. This provides attachment points for muscles. It also separates the nervous tissues from the gut. For example, Balanoglossus, Herdmania, Amphioxus, etc. And second group, Vertebrata. Notochord is replaced by a spinal column. Dorsal nerve cord is present. Animals are triploblastic and coelomate. Animals have paired gill pouches. Vertebrates are further divided into two main classes, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Now the discussion about Pisces. They are commonly known as fish. The body is streamlined. Muscular tail is present which assists the locomotion. A streamlined body covered with scales. They are cold-blooded animals. Paired gills are present as respiratory organ. The heart is two-chambered. They lay eggs. Fishes can be bony, as rohu and katla, or cartilaginous, like shark. Tetrapoda. Animals have four limbs for locomotion, and hence the name Tetrapoda. Tetrapoda is again divided into four classes that are explained as: number 1, amphibia. They are adapted to live both in water and land. Mucus gland found on skin keep the skin moist. Respiration is through gills when in water and through lungs when on land. Three-chambered heart is present. They are cold-blooded animals. For example, frog, toad, salamander, etc. And now the discussion about reptilia. These are crawling animals. Skin is covered with scales. Most of the reptiles have three-chambered heart, but crocodile has four-chambered heart. They don't need water to lay eggs. Rather, eggs are covered with hard shells and laid on land. They are cold-blooded animals. For example, snakes, lizards, crocodiles, turtle, etc. And now the discussion about aves, means bird. The body is covered with feathers. Four limbs are modified into wings. Respiratory organs are gills. These are warm-blooded animals. Four-chambered heart is present. Bones are hollow, pneumatic, to assist in flying. All the birds belong to this class. And now the discussion about mammalia. Mammary glands are present in females to nurture their young ones. The body is covered with hairs. Skin has sweat glands and sebaceous glands. Most animals are viviparous, giving birth to live young ones. Some are oviparous, producing eggs. Examples: human, horse, chimpanzees, lion, etc. Now the discussion about binomial nomenclature of organisms. Binomial nomenclature system was given by Carolus Linnaeus, which lifespan is 1707 to 1778. He suggested a scientific name to each organism to prevent the confusion over the different names in different languages. Convention for writing the scientific names, or you can say the rules for the scientific name. Biological name is composed of two terms. The first term is called genus and the second term is called a species name. The genus name always begins with a capital letter, while the species name begins with a small letter. In print, the scientific name is written in italics. When handwritten, the genus name and a species name have to be underlined separately. And Carolus Linnaeus was considered as father of taxonomy. And taxonomy is the branch of biology that deals about the naming and classification. After concluding this topic, we are in position to answer these questions like, why does tapeworm not have digestive tract? Why do we keep both snakes and turtle in the same class? Write the important characteristic of sponges. Name the following: an egg-laying mammal, a reptile with 4-chamber heart, a mammal which can fly, an aquatic mammal. What is the difference between cold-blooded and warm-blooded animal? And the last, list 2 distinguishing features between annelids and arthropods. These questions are very important for your coming exams. Have a nice day. Thanks for my listening wires. Here is